Oh, I got some like punk rock kids here. Let's see if they're really about what they preach and stuff.
Buckle up your seatbelt because it's about to be a wild ride. This asshole has been hyping himself up in the bathroom mirror for the last 45 minutes, telling himself today's the day he talks to people, about real issues. And of course he chose the only thing he knows, absolutely batshit insane conspiracy theories. So this playful little gopher pokes his head out of his little hidey hole and sees people with different colored hair and immediately assumes that they're punk rock. So you can almost immediately tell that this guy, he doesn't go out much, and that's for good reason. He should have stayed locked inside reading his Facebook groups, because he just makes a fucking fool of himself.
Oh, what's up, guys? I just had a quick question for you guys.
Hey.
What do you guys think about COVID-19?
So get used to this camera angle, because it's filmed like an episode of Cow and Chicken. I love his approach here. This guy lacks the most basic communication skills, obviously has never socialized before. He just comes up to them, hey, what's the deal with COVID-19? It's like in SpongeBob when he tries to tell a joke, what's the deal with airline food? Except far worse here.
It sucks.
Like, what do you think is like, the severity of it is real, what they're saying?
I've had it.
I had it too. That's real.
Do you think it's right to get a vaccine for a 98% survival illness?
I'm getting my second one tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just because I can't, like, die from it doesn't mean other people can't.
As the video continues to go on, you'll notice the camera shaking more and more because the adrenaline really starts pumping through his body at dangerous levels. You can tell this is the most exciting thing he's ever done in his life. I would have absolutely loved to see what this guy looked like during all of this, because from the waist down, it looks like he's dressed for 18 holes of golf. He's probably sweating profusely. I wouldn't be surprised if it was actually DB Cooper filming this. Like, this shit is just so wacky.
But yeah, I get that. But you guys like I noticed, like I used to be like,
I believe in science.
yeah, but I used to be like you guys who are like in high school, like, you know.
Not in high school.
Yeah, but like when I was in high school, I used to be like in punk rock type of guy. But that's about like anti-authority, you know, anarchy. What are you guys doing, like, you know, signing up for this?
The internet's raised some complete losers like this guy that are just a hemorrhoid to society. You'll remember in the beginning of the video he said they look punk rock, let's go test their faith and interrogate them to make sure they actually believe the things that they preach, as if it's some kind of religious movement liking punk rock or having different colored hair. But anyway, he walks up to them, makes all these assumptions like, you know, where's anarchy? Why don't you have a butt plug in your butthole running around naked burning down churches like real punk rockers would? Because back in my day in high school, I was a punk rocker, which is the biggest lie ever told. He should have been struck by lightning by God for that fucking horrible lie. There is a 0% chance this guy was ever cool in his life. He probably listened to a single Misfits song by accident on the radio in his mom's car one time, and then just tried his best to ride that wave like, yeah, I love the Misfits. Did I pass the punk rock test? Can I sit at your lunch table now? Government? Fuck 'em. Might even paint my nails black, too.
I'm not signing up for anything. I just look at science and I look at facts. I get my food done.
But aren't you guys like all about anti-authority?
It's not about anti-authority. It's about keeping the public safe. It's not about, and it's not like, yeah, and I am anti-authority. Fuck the police, dude. But the police didn't invent.
You see, you guys are buying the propaganda for the police. But
oh my god, why do
the police are our friend.
This guy is all over the place. I don't think there's anything he actually believes in. So he's like, you know, why aren't you anti-authority, huh? You got a guitar right there, your hair's a different color, you're clearly punk rock, you should be anti-authority. And then they're like, well, I mean, we are, fuck the police. And then he's like, oh god, whoa, fuck the police. Police are our friends. Why would you say that? Oh my god, you guys are too hardcore. Like, this guy, he is just getting his ass washed like a bidet right now.
Okay, but I'm just trying to like make you guys think for a second, because like I used to hang around.
I mean, I've had it. I've had it.
Okay, but I see you guys the way you
sucks,
guys
but
are. Yeah, and it's a 98% survival illness.
But that doesn't mean that it's not like bad. I don't want it just because it's around. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
but see, people die from the flu every year.
Jesus Christ, he actually used the flu defense. Can someone just call this guy's dad to pick him up? He's getting a little too wild in the park. It would have been less offensive if he just walked up to these people and flashed his cock and balls at them. Just come up in a trench coat and just fucking let it all hang loose. That would have been far more tolerable.
Gonna be like, you and we check our temperatures every day. Like,
Did you guys know there's aborted fetus cells in the vaccines?
oh my god, get the fuck out of here, bro. Can you just leave? I'm sorry.
What do you mean?
It's getting a little off the rails. He started to sense that they were losing interest in the conversation, so he had to reel them back in. What about the aborted fetus cells in the vaccine? Oh my god. This poor fucking guy, he's an actual flesh puppet for these dumb Facebook groups. They have their hands so far up his anus they are working his mouth like it's a ventriloquism act. I guarantee this guy has never even heard of the word proof. That the word has never even left his lips, I imagine. If he sees it in his groups that he trusts, he takes it at face value. For what it's worth, there's obviously no fucking aborted fetus cells in the vaccine. If he wanted to just make some shit up, I think he should have went harder. Did you know that they're actually using dinosaur semen in the vaccines? Then you'd have my attention.
But you guys are like...
That's some crazy, that's some ludicrous shit, bro. That's some ludicrous...
Questioning the government is crazy?
No, I'm not saying questioning authority or the
But that's
government.
real. You guys laughed at something that's real. Why is that?
Who told you this?
Because it's not in the mainstream, you guys laugh at it though. Is that why?
They're laughing at you because you're a birthday clown. Like, you're just goofy. You're a goofball. You're a goofy goober, man. Like, what are you going on about? And when they even very lightly pressed for proof and you didn't have a defense, you immediately just went on the defensive. It's not mainstream, so you wouldn't have heard of it. My girlfriend goes to a different school. You know, like, okay, we hear that there's aborted fetus cells, now can you prove it? And then he can't. He just immediately backpedals like, it's just not mainstream.
You're saying that's what Fox News is saying. They're like, aborted fetuses, Alex Jones.
Well, they're right about that. Some political parties are right about some
How
things.
do you know if they're right?
If
If I don't know if they're right, how do you know if they're right?
it's common sense. I mean, both political
No,
parties
it's
switch
not.
back and forth. Let's rewind back to 2001.
Man, I just want to play my guitar.
Let's rewind back to...
Dude,
Let's
you
rewind
didn't-
back
I
to
don't even know your
2001.
name. Why are you away
Okay,
from
you guys
me?
believe
Go
not...
away.
So you
Go
guys
away.
think 9/11 was real?
You didn't
Well, I mean, who didn't see that coming, to be honest? Every single conspiracy I bet this guy believes in. I wouldn't be surprised if he started talking about how Atlantis is going to rise from the ocean again and take over the world or something. He immediately goes full throttle nuts to butts. So you think 9/11 was real? Wow. Yeah, he's coming in with the condom off now. Now it's raw. So it's getting fucking wild and really sad.
We didn't come here to talk conspiracy theories.
It's not conspiracy
We're
theories.
just trying to play our fucking
Alright,
guitar
that's cool,
and
dude.
banjo
You
and
can
peas
believe
in a
whatever you
park.
want.
Okay, you guys believe
You're
9/11...
making me need fucking go away, please.
But you see that it
Wait,
was...
Stop talking to me. Are you crazy person? Are you fucking crazy?
You guys can walk away if you want, but I'm
No,
trying to...
We were sitting here first. Go
But
away.
it's the public. It's the public. Sorry, I could like talk here.
Oh my god.
It's the public.
Damn, taking you back to high school, isn't it, big guy? All the girls disgusted, asking you to leave, calling you weird and crazy. Fuck, man. Some things just never change, do they? Poor guy's starting to really shake. It's like a tornado is blown through here with the way the camera's being filmed, just like fucking rapid fire shaking now.
Don't you think that working is kind of distracting you from your true spirituality?
Dude,
I'm
go
not-
away.
But what do you guys think that's
Why are
doing
you
your
recording us?
spirituality?
We were literally
I run a
being
YouTube channel.
weird, like,
All right, well, just to let you guys know, like when I was in high school, like punks used to mean like...
we're not in fucking high school, dude.
I know that, but I
I
used to hang out with people like you. You guys were all about...
Well, you know what? You're an asshole. Like,
You guys-
I wouldn't-
Now we're going on the spirituality train. There is no stone left unturned here. He's trying to fucking vomit every dumb thing he can out all at once. Also, I assure you he has never hung out with anyone in high school, or since high school. So, that's just another lie. Come on now. Be honest. This guy is just making so many assumptions based off the appearance of the people he's approached, so I'm going to do the same here based off of just the few things I've heard from him so far. I imagine he probably hadn't had many friends in the real world in his life. He may have been bullied, but what eventually ended up happening is he found an online safe space where they were preaching these kind of conspiracies and they were nice to him and brought him into the community, and now he feels so loyal to them because of the way that they made him feel like belonging to a part of a group that now he just vehemently defends the craziness and then goes out in the world and does shit like this. I can make assumptions too.
You don't. Like, you're annoying as fuck. You're annoying as fuck. Yeah, I just
Don't
got
you
off
think
my
that
fucking
beer's-
minimum wage job.
Don't you think that beer-
It's weird that you approach women in a park that are relaxing.
This is a guy too. There's a guy right here. But don't you guys think all these drugs and alcohol are kind of blocking your spirituality and true consciousness?
Yeah, stop with the drugs and alcohol and awaken your true consciousness like this guy. Then you can be as cool and fun as him. He's the perfect man. Yep.
Anarchy, right? Anarchy, right? Posers! 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 Posers!
You can hear the tears in his eyes as they walk away and he shouts posers at them. Truly awful stuff. It's upsetting what the internet's done to some people like this guy. He just goes out of his way to ruin their day and then go home feeling like a champion, like he did something good for the world, and then he posts this video himself because he has no self-awareness or shame. It's crazy. It's wild. But anyway, that's about it. So yeah. Every single one of us has turned to Google in our time of need when it comes to asking questions, whether it's medical related, like, you know, I jammed my finger playing basketball, what now? You'll get a million results telling you that what actually happened is you've contracted the bubonic plague. Or you ask for simple tutorials, how to replace your air filters, and you'll get WikiHow guides that just have you taking apart your air conditioning unit. Or Quora, God forbid, giving you the absolute worst advice this world has ever seen. Point is, every question we have gets asked to Google, and sometimes you get terrible responses that are outright wrong. And I think this is most prevalent when it comes to phone and technology-related inquiries. I'm sure all of us are guilty of trying the wet phone in rice thing. That was so popular, and as far as I know, actually did work in some cases where if you like drop your phone in the toilet or in the sink or something, you immediately take it out and put it in a thing of rice, and then like in an hour or a day or whatever, it's better and fixed. Well, it doesn't work for every possible water-related damage to a phone. And that was a lesson that this guy learned the hard way and was not ready to accept, so he made a massive fucking scene about his phone being repaired.
Someone just told me
repair phones.
Someone just told me this morning, I'm talking about a water damaged phone.
Okay.
Someone told me this morning that they put a whole video camera in a bag of white rice and it solved the problem.
Okay.
Why would it not solve this?
This guy looks so familiar and I can't figure out why. I don't know if it's this leather biker jacket he's got on that makes him look like one of the greasers from The Outsiders or what. Maybe he just resembles a famous actor, like a young Bryan Cranston is what I keep coming back to, but I can't quite put my finger on it. But anyway, he's upset because his phone got repaired, but he's thinking he got scammed because someone said he could have just put it in white rice and fixed the whole thing as if it's some kind of panacea. Like white rice is this miracle potion that'll fix any phone damage.
Because white rice does not repair an electrical connection that's damaged.
How do you know what was wrong in there?
I went through
You didn't need to.
I went through it and looked, and I found the problem.
I asked you if white rice would repair it.
You
said no.
So you're saying the difference between brown rice, which you tried,
I didn't
and
try
white
brown rice.
That's
I really wish we had the beginning of this because it seems like they got into an argument of white rice versus brown rice and what's better at repairing damaged phones. Like, I feel like we've just gone back to the Middle Ages as if I took a phone back to, you know, the Shire and I have to consult the local hobbit shaman when my iPhone's damaged. Like, hey, how do I fix this? I dropped it in the pond over there washing my clothes. And he's like, oh, well, Charles, have you tried white rice? Like, I understand the white rice strategy, life hack has worked maybe once or twice, or even more. I couldn't tell how effective it is, but it's not going to fix everything. If his phone was left in the water for a while and all the electrical circuits were kind of fried, white rice isn't going to somehow magically repair that. It's going to dry it out, great, but it's not going to all of a sudden, like, reassemble those connections. I'm not an expert here, but I would trust the person who is. And this is such a nonsensical argument on brown rice or white rice. Neither one of them is going to solve that problem, which this guy just does not seem to understand.
It's on camera. That's what you said yesterday.
I said brown rice, but I did not say. I said I said rice. I did not say white rice. White rice will repair that.
You have said 3 different things since you've stood here.
And you lied to me.
No.
You lied to me.
Not once.
Let's just wait till the cops get here.
Okay.
Okay.
God, I hate that stupid smirk he keeps doing here. Just so smug. Gives him the most punchable face on the planet. Just a face that's begging for a knuckle sandwich. His attitude, too. Oh, it's so repulsive. What a piece of shit. You can tell he's having a great time arguing. He's getting off on it. You can actually just feel him busting nuts in his tight little trousers there at how much fun he's having, making this worker's day a little worse, just arguing over nothing. His phone is repaired now, but he's upset because he could have done it with white rice, he says. Well then, break your phone again and prove your point. I want you to now go into that employee bathroom, drop it in the toilet, leave it there for a couple minutes, take it out, put it in white rice and see if it fixes it. And when it doesn't, I'm charging you triple. I'd also love to know his thought process on getting the cops involved. What are they going to do? Sir, what seems to be the problem? This scam artist, this snake oil salesman fixed my phone when I could have just put it in rice. Throw him in the slammer, please.
I could take it apart
Okay.
and show you exactly.
I don't care what was wrong because all it did was slide in water, sir. You told me flat out white rice will not repair that. Flat out.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It won't.
Okay. That's not what I'm hearing.
I don't know what this fucking guy thinks white rice is capable of. Does he think they're like little nanobots that go in there and repair electrical devices? Like, I don't get it. I don't know why he thinks white rice is just this all-powerful entity that can fix all phones. I know for a fact he's not talking to people in person about this conundrum. He absolutely consulted his reptilian Facebook group and all of them were talking about white rice and chemtrails. So now he charged this place just to be an asshole here. Like, it's so upsetting to see. He fixed your phone already, man. Leave him alone. If you want to go use white rice and brown rice, or, Jesus Christ, even wild rice if we're talking, you know, magic, then go ahead and do that next time. This guy's such a confusing, stupid asshole as well. He said that the employee lied to him, telling him that rice wouldn't work, which it wouldn't, I imagine. But if you went to this store to get your phone repaired, why would you even ask about rice without trying it yourself? Why would you drive all the way there and then ask them about rice, when apparently all your friends know better than the expert? Why not just try the rice first and see if it worked? And when that didn't work, go to this guy. Why do this first and then come back complaining about, you know, rice was an option?
Well, what you hear and what I actually did are two different things.
I don't care what you did.
Yeah, you.
No, I don't.
Okay, so what kind of world do you live in where what is actually repaired and what you're told are two different things, and you don't care to know the truth?
I do care to know the truth.
Okay.
You can't handle the truth, you fucking wax statue. This man has told you a million times rice wouldn't work, and you don't know if rice 100% would have. I'm very confident that rice probably wouldn't have, and I don't even know the situation here. So, like, I don't know why he's even having this argument. It's so fucking worthless. He's just here to make a scene because he's got nothing else going on in his life, and he's just one of those people that thrive on controversy, so he's here, and he's just enjoying the misery of this whole situation.
I've been told by many people that white rice will do it.
Okay.
I come in here to your business, you tell me it won't.
I could tell you the world is flat.
A lot of people tell me it won't. It isn't.
Exactly.
Now the NPC's glitching out here. He can't wrap his head around what just happened. He made himself look like an even bigger fool. He's such a stupid douchebag. This again just highlights my point that there is no winning when it comes to customer service. This guy did his job well, did exactly what the customer asked him to do, fix my phone. He did it, and there was still a problem. The man came back the next goddamn day to make a big hoopla about it. It's so frustrating to watch. Again, my heart goes out to anyone working in a field that involves dealing with customers. Like, it's miserable, and I'm wishing you the absolute best. I also hope that the second this video ended, this guy left the store and it was a torrential downpour. Just an absolute monsoon. A biblical storm blew through and once again waterlogged his phone, immediately breaking it. And then he went home, tried rice, and the whole goddamn thing just blew up. And now he's gonna have to get a new phone. That's if there's any justice in the world, that's how that played out in my fanfic. Anyway, that's really about it. So yeah. I'm ashamed to admit this, but I've already confessed to this sin numerous times now, and I'll do it again in front of you and God. I use Twitter. Actively. I spend a decent chunk of time on Twitter. It's this beautiful cesspool that acts like a portal into the dimension of pure, unhinged lunacy, and I can't look away. It's like a curse that keeps drawing me back in. And you'd think that after spending so much time on Twitter, I'd seen all the stupidest shit the world had to offer from all of the dumbest people in this godforsaken dimension we live in. But you'd be wrong. Somehow there are still videos that shock me with the pure level of absolute insanity that's put on display. You may have heard this story already, or you may not have, but regardless, I'm gonna drag you kicking and screaming into the light and show you an imbecile that's so stupid they're a legitimate danger to the people around them. You remember Ed from Ed, Edd n Eddy? Yeah, he was a big fucking idiot, real silly, but he was a harmless moron. The goofy goober I'm about to show you nearly got a woman killed for no reason and left her with permanent injuries that will haunt her for the rest of her life. A Colorado officer pulled over and arrested a woman on suspicion of road rage, and she put the suspect in the back of her police vehicle. A police vehicle that was parked on fucking train tracks. Something that an actual child, a baby brain, would know not to do. In Mario Kart, no one would even park on the train tracks. Yet in the real life, a police officer parked their vehicle on train tracks, put the suspect in handcuffs in the back of the car, and then guess what happened? A fucking train came and obliterated the car with the suspect inside. It's a miracle she didn't die. Somehow she survived with very serious injuries, but this officer pulled off like a Looney Tunes level assassination plot here. Like, parking your car on train tracks with a suspect inside, that's like something you do in Red Dead Redemption 2 as a way of like torturing someone, like tying them to the tracks or some shit. This honestly feels like an elaborate attempt at murdering the suspect. It's actually fucking wild. I'm going to show the video now. There's nothing graphic in the video, but it is still disturbing knowing that there's someone inside this vehicle that gets hit by the train. So just a fair warning there.
Is that Hart? No, that's Tom check.
Officers noticed what was about to occur. A freight train colliding into a Platteville police cruiser parked on train tracks along Highway 85 and County Road 36.
Dispatch 346, get us medical emergent. The suspect was in the vehicle that was hit by the train.
You'll never guess the outcome for the officer that did this. Paid administrative leave. So, nearly kill a woman by having them be hit by a train and then take a little paid vacation. It's crazy how this happens every single time like clockwork. It's a fucking joke. I'm not here to even really talk about that. I want to focus on this situation in particular. How the fuck can you make this kind of mistake? It almost feels like it's not a mistake. It really feels like this officer was just trying to kill this woman in a really creative way. If I'm being honest, I don't know what's scarier. This being a case of an absolute villain, a psychopath just trying to kill this suspect, or it being a case of her being so fucking dumb that she actually thought it was okay to park on train tracks. I really don't know which one's the scarier situation. Because if she's this stupid and somehow a police officer, how many others are this dumb and also police officers? Fucking terrifying. In the video, not only can you hear the train for a good like 8 to 10 seconds, you can hear it coming from miles away, it's a fucking train, but you can also even see the train in the background because of the goddamn lights. It's a fucking train. It's like one of the hardest things in the world to miss. Now, I know I've been singling out the protagonist here, the officer responsible for handcuffing the suspect and putting her in the police cruiser that she parked on the train tracks, but it's not just her. Every officer at the scene is at fault here. How could not a single one of them use their brain for even a fraction of a second and rationalize that this is probably not good? You don't need to be a turbo nerd with perfect scores on your SAT, pass the bar, and solve the Millennium Math Prize problem in order to figure out that something's gone awry if your vehicle is parked on train tracks. It's a dangerous situation. Not one of them stopped for a second and just looked around like, these tracks. What are these peculiar markings? They look man-made. I don't think these are naturally occurring Colorado dirt tracks. What uses tracks? Alright, trains. Oh my god! Like, how? How are the neurons not firing in this situation? Like, do they just have no survival instincts whatsoever? Obviously, they don't care about the suspect. No one really gave a spirited attempt to save their life or anything. But even still, they clearly didn't recognize the danger here, so I'm assuming they also could have just been hit by that train as well, because all of them failed to recognize the situation. This happened in the middle of the night. There is not a single other car around. There's not a single sign of life around. They could have parked those cars in any position for miles around that area and been safe. And somehow they chose the only position that was dangerous, on train tracks in the middle of fucking nowhere here. Like, this isn't a freak accident. This is gross stupidity on a level that is downright dangerous, and it almost cost a woman her life. According to the report, the lady was kicking and screaming and like frantically trying to get their attention to the oncoming train because, obviously, just panicking because she had her eyes open and could obviously recognize the imminent threat. Whereas apparently all of the officers, I believe it was 3 officers in total, somehow all of them went deaf at the same time, as well as got hit by like a flashbang and couldn't see the train somehow and just missed it and let it hit their car with the suspect inside. It's just crazy to me. Like, it is actually wild. But hey, at least they're investigating themselves. Those usually go well and turn up fucking nothing. But in this situation, I truly don't see how they could possibly drum up any kind of explanation that excuses this. Like, this is just so fucking dumb. I can't possibly think of any kind of explanation. Like, you can't even blame the suspect here. Like, well, while the woman was in custody, her road rage took over again. The demon came out, and she started planting a railroad system underneath our car in order to divert a train onto the path of hitting our cruiser in order to blast herself out and free herself and escape. So, this is her fault. Like, there's nothing and no one to blame except all of the officers at the scene here. They're all so fucking stupid, and I don't know how this investigation could prove anything otherwise. But anyway, just wanted to talk about this a little bit because this one got my blood boiling a bit. That's about it. So yeah. Yesterday, we were blessed with one of the most recklessly stupid things I've ever seen broadcast on Twitch. It had all of the perfect ingredients for a beautiful fairy tale: alcohol and crossbows. Before showing the clip, I'll go ahead and give you the important lore tidbits so you can be brought up to speed here. The channel is Official Duck Studios, which is a name I'm sure a lot of you have heard of before. They're a big channel here on YouTube, and they also produce Twitch content. They were doing a drinking stream, and somewhere along the pipeline, things got a little wacky. They took a sharp left turn into Sillyville and hatched a marvelously dangerous idea of, could their crossbow penetrate a closet door? A question that has plagued the mind of scientists for hundreds of years now, and Official Duck Studios decided it was their time to shine. They were finally going to get an answer to this age-old question. Just some modern-day myth-busting. But instead of just shooting the crossbow at the door and seeing the results, they sent their cameraman behind the door, I guess to get like a more cinematic angle of it. Now, for any of you out there that have finished the 3rd grade, you'll know that the answer to this question is yes. A crossbow can easily penetrate a closet door. Closet doors aren't exactly known for their durability. They're not made out of like a fucking titanium core. You know, we're not talking about a vault door. We're talking about a closet door, which if you like bounce a basketball off, it will have it fucking explode. But they sent their cameraman behind it, and he ended up getting shot by the crossbow, which led to the channel getting banned. Now, I want to be clear, I've watched a good bit of Official Duck Studios content, and I am a fan of their work. This was a wild stunt they tried here. I'm not exactly sure what went awry, but the clip is magnificent in a concerning way. So I talked about it on stream, but I couldn't show the clip there for obvious reasons. But I can show it here on YouTube, baby. So we're going full throttle here. The clip isn't like disturbing or anything. You can't see any like blood or guts. His intestines aren't like pouring out of a hole in his abdomen or anything. But you can see the crossbow easily get through the door and hit him in the stomach. Now, it is important to note that someone had the foresight of a potential catastrophe and decided to shoot the crossbow bolt without the tip, which actually saved their cameraman Joey's life.
You don't have to make a poll, just type chat yes if you think it'll go straight through, or no if you think it'll get stopped in the door. Hang on. Are you ready, Joey? Hang on.
If anyone said no, if anyone for even a split second thought there was a possibility that a fucking crossbow bolt wouldn't pierce through this door, you need to get the fuck out of Stupid Town. Like, holy shit. There was no world where the crossbow bolt was gonna get stuck or ricochet off the door. There was only one outcome, which was full penetration.
I don't think Joey's right behind the door. If he is, I'm not liable for this. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Are you good? All right. Are you actually not good?
Yeah, I don't exactly know what Joey was thinking either. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong here except for one thing. That hero that decided not to have the tip on the bolt. That was the difference between a Mortal Kombat fatality and just a big boo-boo. He showed the aftermath on stream. There is blood, but it's not gruesome or anything like that. It's just something that's going to be painful for quite some time. It's probably not even going to need stitches or anything. I don't think. It doesn't seem deep enough for that. So overall, he got very lucky in an unfortunate circumstance. I still don't know why he positioned himself like a fucking hockey goalie. Like he was there to deflect the crossbow bolt. Like he could have... There was no reason for him to go in the closet in the first place. He could have just been filming from outside and they would have known if the crossbow went straight through or not. I still don't know why they sent him in there, other than to just, like, put him in harm's way for fun, I guess. But even when he went in there, he still could have went, like, off to the side, because there was clearly some room to the side where it's not, like, right in front of the door. But he just went in there and just fucking posted up. Just, like, right in front of the door to take up as much space as possible. So if it went through, he was going to get hit. So that was wild. The channel did get banned for this. I don't think it'll be a perma-ban, but I'm also not sure. No, like I said, I don't think there's going to be a perma-ban. It's official Duck Studios, and they were drunk. Yeah, sounds about right. I don't know how anyone would have thought that the door would stop a fucking crossbow bolt, even without a tip. There was no world where it was just going to ricochet off of that door. It's a closet door. That shit's made out of, like, construction paper. Oh, nice. I didn't even know this part. Conversation began with him asking his chat whether or not they thought the bolt would go through the door, letting his chat vote on it. Despite most of them saying yes, and he himself saying the door was toast if it got shot by the bolt, they sent Joey behind the door anyway and shot at him. Nice. I guess that's good. He wasn't, like, surprised. Maybe this was like a premeditated murder attempt. Is the guy alright? Yeah, he's fine. They didn't have the tip on it, so he just got, like, a moderately deep puncture. What if it went in his butthole and out his pee-pee? Finally, a real intellectual asking the hard-hitting questions. If they did put the tip on it, he would have probably fucking died. A shot to the abdomen from a fucking crossbow. What a way to go out. Oh, true, yeah. Like the couple that tried to stop a desert eagle using an encyclopedia. If it had the tip on it, would have went smooth through the door like butter. Oh, you haven't seen the clip then, because it goes smooth through the door like butter without the tip. It's a fucking crossbow. It had no problem going through a closet door. Closet doors, you can, like, accidentally break if you open it normally. Like, a crossbow bolt was always gonna pierce through that. Bro got wall banged and got a hit marker. Not wrong. He was very close to having a major problem here. I still can't believe that shit. The thought process is wild. Musket? Yeah, maybe they should try a musket next. Can a musket penetrate a closet door? We'll send Joey inside to try it out. How many doors does it take to stop a crossbow from killing my friend? That's like an old school Mr. Beast video. Honestly, that'd be kind of hype. Like, if Joey's up for it, he could just double down on this. Maybe he could train himself to have an immunity to crossbow bolts. Like, he's already got a taste of it. His body's adapting. So now maybe they send him behind 2 doors and they shoot the crossbow and see the kind of damage there and just see if his skin is getting thicker. Kind of like how ninjas used to train with small doses of poison to build up an immunity. He could do that for crossbows. And then pretty soon he can storm any castle without fear. I don't know why anyone's surprised they got banned for this. I've seen like 4 people say, why did he get banned? Gone are the days of being able to shoot our friends with crossbows, I guess. God damn it. What happened to a free country? We can't just shoot each other with crossbows anymore. It's all gone to the birds now. You guys know, like, this shit's happened quite a bit. You guys remember, can't remember his name, but I think he was with Soar. He brought out a loaded gun on stream while drunk, cocked it, and immediately just blasted a hole into his wall, into his fucking family room or whatever. He got banned for life on that, and no one even got hurt there, but it was just a recklessly dangerous action that he got banned for. This time, someone actually just got fucking shot with a crossbow. Yep, a good desk pop. Yeah, a classic desk pop. This was like 2 years ago. He was drinking from a shoe. It's called a shoey, you swine. And yeah, like I said, he was drunk and then blasted a desk pop. which was crazy. But yeah, this isn't like an isolated incident. This shit's been enforced for a long time. You shoot somebody on stream, you usually face repercussions. Yep, sore Carl. There's been a ferocious debate that's raged on in the gaming community for a long time about trying to identify who is the stupidest individual in the entire industry. And I think most people have kind of agreed that it has to be John Riccitiello. He was the former Unity CEO who nearly led that company to the grave, nearly sinking a massive business through some of the worst business acumen I've seen since Mr. Krabs tried to charge for breathing. Also, speaking of charging for breathing, John Riccitiello really took some notes out of that playbook because he's also the former EA head who pitched the idea of potentially charging per reload. So this ghoul's name lives in infamy. He's like the gaming industry's Morbius. He just keeps coming up with flops and creatively failing. However, with the catastrophic blunder from Escape from Tarkov, a new name has entered the conversation for stupidest man in the video games industry, Nikita of Battlestate Games. So I covered this a couple days ago. Pretty much everyone has because it's been a huge deal, even outside of the Escape from Tarkov community. It's just an example of the worst parts of gaming with unbelievable, unchecked greed, misleading their community, fundamentally scamming their players, and a lot of shady shit that's also been going on at BSG here. And all of it over the last few days has served to kind of act like Chaozu on Nappa, just self-destructing this entire fucking company. So there's been two major updates that I just want to cover because it seems like Nikita has recognized the disaster that has unfolded here, and he is finally biting his pride, swallowing his ego, and trying to put out the fire that he has caused. So he's made some brief statements on it where he really wanted to stick to his guns and puff out his chest, fucking lat spreading here and refusing to move like a strong oak tree. No matter how much, controversy comes, hell or high water, he's not budging. That was like the hardball he tried to play initially. Then he was singing a little bit of a different tune when he dropped this update yesterday. He said, "Hello again. Let me clarify the situation in a little more detail regarding owners of the EOD version and access to the cooperative mode and also other issues. First of all, PvE game mode, this is not DLC. DLC, in my understanding, is the major additions to the game, including variations, functionality, and content that are released after the official release of the game as a themed DLC pack. Scav Life DLC, for example, which will add a lot of new mechanics and content for Scav gameplay and leveling." This is horseradish. This is like trying to argue that a poop is not a shit. It makes no sense whatsoever. You're just getting into these outrageous, mental gymnastics to try and explain why it's not DLC, even though by every possible definition, it is. And the reason this is so important, in case you're not caught up with the lore, is owners of the EOD edition were promised all future DLC for free. They paid a lot of money for EOD, and were promised future DLC will be free. However, with the Unheard edition, it was not going to be free. They were still charging $250, thus the EOD owners would still have to pay the extra money to upgrade to that, which goes against what was advertised for the EOD edition, which you can't do. That's misleading advertisement. You're fucking lying. You're fundamentally scamming with that. So he's trying very hard to come out of this squeaky clean with an explanation that no, it's not DLC. The Unheard edition, this is super different, not DLC. Thus, we don't have to play by our own rules that we set here. It's dumb. It's fucking stupid. Nikita does some more whippets here and continues saying, "Secondly, the specific functionality of the PvE mode is necessarily located entirely on a separate network infrastructure because, essentially, you play on our servers only in closed mode. At this stage, it's not possible to launch all players who are EOD holders. We don't have the required resources." He goes on to basically say they recognized everyone was super unhappy with this shit and they were tired of getting spit on for it, so they're going to be giving the PvE mode to all EOD version owners for free at the release of the game, when the server infrastructure will be improved to required capacity, also offering a 50% discount when upgrading to the Unheard version from EOD. Then they're also giving a Left Behind edition key to everyone who's already upgraded to the Unheard edition at the old price. And then goes on to say, more so that any player of any version of EFT can have the opportunity to test the PvE mode. We want to add the ability to purchase a separate early access to this mode. For EOD owners, there will be a 70% discount on the purchase of early access to PvE. It would be interesting to hear your thoughts on this idea. Next, regarding special items for the unheard version, we plan to make restrictive or balancing changes for these items. This is it for now. Please share your thoughts. Thank you. Hey, Nikita, I'm sharing my thoughts. This isn't good enough. Where's, like, the, hey, I'm sorry for being a greedy asshole? Where's that in this whole statement? Where's the, hey guys, look, I'm kind of a stupid idiot, you know? I've been huffing that moron juice for a little too long, and I saw too many dollar bills on the table, so I made a dumb decision. Where's, like, the level of accountability for this? It's a terrible, 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 terrible decision that you see had a horrible effect on your game, and it made you panic. He's been desperately trying to lessen the blowback here while also not apologizing for anything, like not admitting that it was a mistake, but he's still not doing nearly enough at all. Like, I'm sharing my thoughts here, Nikita. I think you're a goober. I think you're a stupid goober. There's still pay-to-win, huge game-changing features being offered here. It is still pay-to-win. Like, he states that they're going to do some more balancing around it. It's vague, but, like, how about you just remove them? Just get rid of them. Like, people are fine with cosmetics. Like, take a temperature of your community. It seems like 99% would prefer if they were just cosmetics that you get here as opposed to pay-to-win items. Also, I don't even know why I'm, like, harping on this one because he did make another update, but I'm just still so shocked at this one that he thought this would be enough. It's not. And most sensible people called him out on it, saying that, nah, this just isn't gonna fucking cut it. This isn't going to save Tarkov from what you've done here. So he came back 9 hours ago with this. Greetings. I love the way he starts this, just making it sound like he's super enthusiastic. Like, he's got that holly jolly spirit running through his veins right now. He can't wait. He's got a big old smile on his face, even though I know that's not the case. That greetings can't hide the tears behind the keyboard that he's typing from. Let me continue my feedback on the current situation. First of all, I would like to say that I am very sorry that fans in the game community in general are experiencing these feelings. Unfortunately, I somehow did not foresee the fact of such a reaction, and now I have drawn conclusions for my future decisions. Unironically dropping a, I'm sorry you feel that way. That's impressive. That's such a non-apology off rip. This dude just can't. He cannot admit that he made a huge fuck up here. He can't admit that the core idea of charging 250 clams for a DLC and then absolutely butt-fucking everyone who grabbed your EOD edition is bad. The only thing he's taking accountability for is not foreseeing the community's reactions, which blows my mind because I don't know how you wouldn't see that coming unless your eyes are just closed. I don't know. He just puts like $100 bills over his eyes and closes himself off to the world. I don't know how you wouldn't expect that. But the only thing he's apologizing for is that people were upset at this situation. He's basically just like, hey, I didn't think you guys would be upset about being scammed. That's a head scratcher, man. That's so weird. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't think you guys were so fucking sensitive about being charged $250 and being lied to for this scam. Sorry how you feel that way, I guess. It's just a classic non-apology. Now I'll briefly summarize the main points. 1. About PvE access, we decided to just open it for EOD owners for free, but we will do it in waves. And as I said before, we don't have the server capacity right now. We will start this process as soon as possible. So he's finally caving and just saying, you know what? Alright, all EOD owners, we're doing it, and we're doing it in waves. We'll do it live. No mention on the frequency of those waves. I saw the comment section was still eating him alive, saying, I bet those waves are every 6 months, referencing the initial compromise where he's like, okay, we'll give you a free trial of 6 months. So it could still be that, I suppose. He's just changing the wording around it. 2. We also decided that we will add mod support for PvE mode after the release of the game, which is pretty fucking big from what I understand here. 3. About the Unheard Edition. We will not remove it. We want to keep the option for those who want to support the game more, but we will balance items, perks in this edition, as well as we will provide more rewards for those who upgraded with the old price. If that's more pay-to-win items, I'm actually going to squeal. We're going to provide more rewards for those who upgraded. Here's some more pay-to-win. That would actually have me squealing. But he's just referencing that the community knows this is all pay-to-win, so they're going to be balancing it. The best way of balancing that, Nikita, is to take that shit out. People don't want that in their games. No one wants to pay for an advantage, or play a game where people can pay for an advantage over those who don't. It sucks. It's terrible for the health of your game. So just fucking remove it and replace those bonuses with cool cosmetics or something like that. Something that doesn't drastically change the game, or even really change it in any way would be optimal. Just purely cosmetic shit would be preferable. 4. New EOD perks will be balanced too. We will remove prioritized matching option to keep everyone in the same spot, and we will add more unique stuff to highlight the EOD version in general. We will provide the final list of the new EOD perks ASAP. This one's huge because they're getting rid of one of the most alarming features they were touting, which was prioritized matchmaking through paying 250 fucking doubloons. So they're like, okay, we'll just get rid of that. That's good. That is just good, no matter how you look at that. Thankfully, they're getting rid of it. It's really concerning that they were even toying around. Well, not even toying around. It's really concerning that they were actually going to go through with the idea of introducing a prioritized matchmaking feature to this game. That is a huge red flag. But it's going bye-bye now, so the community is just going to have to trust that in the future, Nikita won't try and pull some shit like that again. I don't know how you'd ever have trust in this guy at the helm of this company going forward, but that's not for me to decide. That's going to be for individual players. And 5, we continue to work on patches, new content events, and the game release itself no matter what. Thank you for your time, love, and hate, and thank you for your increased attention to the current situation, Nick. Hey, no problem at all, Nick. I'm always happy to insult greedy little assholes like you. So, the community's response to this one has been much more positive because they are directly addressing some of the bigger problems and introducing their solutions to it. Now, they are not budging on the $250 price, which I am still upset about, even as someone who was never going to buy it. I hate the precedent that sets. If a lot of people buy $250 DLC, obviously other games are going to be taking note of that and seeing how far they can push these prices and also how closely they can tap dance on this line. Because Nikita right now is unironically a pioneer. He is stepping on every possible landmine of greed, so that way every other video game company can take notes of what communities will and will not accept. So he's doing a lot of guinea pigging for the entire industry right now, and it makes me a little concerned going forward. Another thing that's absent from this update is addressing the fact that they lied. Like, point blank, lied. And they also tried to sneakily change shit on their website to hide that fact. No mention of that at all, and that's super scummy. So I do think that's something that they really need to continue to be grilled on. And thankfully they still are. I did mention that it has been more positively received, but it's not by everybody, of course. There are too many people that feel betrayed by this company, and they don't want to continue to support this. If they can't trust the developer down the line to not try and fuck their wallet again, why are they going to continue to invest time into this game and money? It wouldn't make sense. So a lot of people are leaving for sure, and a lot of people are still calling out these facts that not everything is, you know, sunshine and unicorns here. Like, it's not really a full win or anything like that. It's just better in a bad situation that was made out of it. In the comment section, he did reply to a really important question where a user said, "You have still not addressed the fact you are planning to release DLC for the game that was not going to be delivered to EOD owners. Please confirm that EOD owners will receive all content for the game in the future as promised when we purchase the product." And he responded saying, "Yes, EOD owners will receive all of the DLCs." So I don't know if this is him slyly finally falling on his own sword here and admitting that the Unheard Edition is DLC. It is DLC. No matter how much he's tried to argue the opposite, I think this is finally him just eating shit on it and saying that yes, it is DLC, thus we will make good on our promise that EOD owners will get it for free. However, a comment that replied under his made a really good point, that this is only applicable until they try and make the argument again in the future about how their newest DLC is actually not DLC. So I agree with that user that there is a good chance that fast forward a year, 2 years, however long from now, when Tarkov's got another major version coming out here, a new major content delivery, he might try something similar about, this one's really not DLC, so EOD owners will not be receiving this one for free. You will need to pay for the upgrade, you know, all that hoopla again. Go through this entire song and dance once more. I do think it's possible, but I have no idea. Maybe Nikita put his hand on the stove, realized it's hot, and took it off and won't put it back on. There's no telling. This was a stupid, entirely avoidable situation that BSG found themselves in here. Their greed nearly ruined their entire game, and it still might have. There's probably plenty of people who have totally lost trust in Tarkov and won't stick around. I think there's a good chunk of players that are falling into that camp, and I think that's great. But there's still plenty of people that are going to play and support this game because they love the game. They might not love Nikita and they might not love the company behind it, but the game really hits for them, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it does suck that no matter what Nikita and BSG did here, they are still going to be making tons and tons and tons of money from this. Like, they went through, a handful of days of being, made fun of and clowned on, but they're still going to end up making an absolute fucking ton of cash from charging $250 for this DLC. But yeah, anyway, that's where the whole Tarkov situation is at here. I do think Nikita should be in the conversation for stupidest person in the gaming industry right now. Tarkov is a massively popular game that he almost ruined. Like, straight up buried from this greed. So I think that is a very impressive feat that you don't see often. Games of this size don't usually collapse unless a competitor comes out and beats it, which right now isn't happening with Tarkov. It still has an absolute stranglehold on this genre. So it is pretty impressive just how bad of a decision this was, and how reluctant Nikita was to change it, or do anything at all to make the situation any better for themselves. So yeah, that's really about it. So yeah. Pandemics are a real bummer. There's nothing good that comes from a pandemic. It's all bad stuff from top to bottom. But we'd be lying to ourselves if we didn't acknowledge that Zoom might be one of the best things to ever happen to court. I have a guilty pleasure of tuning into disastrous Zoom court hearings, and they happen all the time. Every single day there's a new atrocious Zoom court moment. And yesterday we were blessed with an absolute banger, a scrumptious little masterpiece. A gentleman was scheduled to appear in court over Zoom about a suspended driver's license, and he does his due diligence as any good citizen would. He joins the Zoom meeting. However, he joined while driving with a suspended license, which the whole hearing was about, leaving the entire court stunned. Absolutely, it was as if for a moment every member of that courthouse stared into the eyes of a basilisk and was turned to stone, just instantly petrified in sheer bewilderment that he had called in while driving in a case about a suspended license that he has, driving without a valid license. And what's even more interesting is this isn't the only time it's happened. This one just happened to be the newest and more entertaining one that I've seen. I was wondering why so many people all of a sudden just asked me about, like, the guy with a suspended license joining a Zoom call while driving. Apparently this just happened again. I remember something like this happened years ago. This must be kind of common.
Court calls case People versus Corey Harris.
On behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate for Mr. Harris, who should be present in Zoom.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
It's an auto-driving vehicle, Your Honor. I'm here babysitting it.
You stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
All right.
Brother, we can still see the environment. You were parked for like a second there, and he's still like, yeah, almost parked, almost parked, as he's trying to like think of reasons for like how he's gonna get out of this. Almost parked, almost there. His membership spark.
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
Oh my god, that was the most aggressive frown I've ever seen. He is mean mugging so hard. Cedric Simpson is fucking... He's got like a cartoonish frown. That's like an emoji frown. Thanks, Resub Queen.
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And he was just driving.
Ooh. And Your Honor, we don't have... Allegedly driving. We don't have all of the evidence. We can only see from his chest up. Anything... This could be green screen. It could be deepfaked.
And he didn't have a license.
Oh. Is with the charges, Your Honor, yes.
No, I'm looking at his record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Well, he's listening. Say it to him.
Oh.
He raised his hand. Can you ask him a question, Your Honor? Is this real? Is this fucking real? Wait, Tampa Bay. That's my neck of the woods. Hey, hold on, I gotta learn a little bit more about this. Perhaps he's been framed. Everyone here is stun-locked. It's just complete fucking silence that has fallen on the courtroom. This guy's doing his best to keep it together. Her as well.
Hello?
Hey. How's it going, Corey?
1 minute, Mr. Harris.
What do you mean 1 minute? Let him defend himself. There's a lot of slander being thrown around in there.
I don't even know why he would do that. So, defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is turning himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today.
Can you get his side of the story, please, Your Honor?
Result in a bench warrant with no bond. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Harris, I'll be giving you a call.
Okay.
Court calls case, People versus Maya Isom.
I feel like we may have brushed over this case a little too quickly, Your Honor.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate for Ms. Isom.
There was more to this story. It was like a transformer, more than meets the eye. Time to drive back home. Yeah, true. So what was the verdict? We don't know yet. It's still in deliberation. Your Honor, he's not driving. The car is just rolling in neutral with him in it. He's been kidnapped, which is why he was so silent. He was speaking in code. Clearly, he was just trying to prove that his license should be reinstated. Honestly, he could have made that point. Like, as you can see, Your Honor, I'm doing just fine here. I would appreciate if you'd reinstate my license now. Do you remember the court Zoom call when someone joined in with a cat filter? There's been a lot of... I'm super happy that so many of these court things have gone to Zoom because it always ends up just going online. And some of them are just amazing. Like the guy that joined... I think it was a... I don't remember what it was, like what he was joining for. But it was something that he needed to appear in court for, so he did it over Zoom. And he joined with the name Buttfucker9000. And the judge was like... What is your name, sir? That is not your name. And he's like, oh, God, I don't know how that got there. Yeah, I'm not... Oh, God.
Then we'll bring this fool in.
Oh, Buttfucker3000, sorry. 9000 was like mini versions in the future.
Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Me?
Yeah, you. Yes.
Nathaniel Saxon, sir.
Your name's not Buttfucker3000, you yo-ho. Logging into my court with that as your screen name.
Why
We'll
would that?
discuss that in a little bit.
Big miscalculation from Jason
What kind of
Statham.
idiot logs into court like that?
100% that guy was just logging into the Zoom thing and thought he just needed like a temporary name. Because there are some things where you just type in like a name and it never shows up. It just uses your real name or whatever. It's just like, alright, whatever, Buttfucker3000. and it just runs with it. It's so good. Also, Joseph, please change the angle. When I first watched this video, I thought for sure he had his cock out. I was like really thinking I was looking at this man stroking his meat. That is a terrible angle, Joseph. Get control of your court, Jeffrey. He probably had that name before joining. Oh, that's true. Doesn't Zoom log your names? Yeah, maybe he did have that name with like his friends or something. That's a good point. I forgot about that. Look at the one for the cat filter. Alright, we'll do the cat filter next.
Ponton, I believe you have a filter turned on in the video settings. You might want to take
we're trying to. Can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but.
Why? It's fine. This is helping your case.
I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
Thank you for clarifying.
I can see that.
Jeffrey Toobin getting caught jerking off. Yeah, I made a whole video on that one. That one was great. Lubin the Toobin. Lost his whole job over that, too. And then they had him... That one's so good. Because they brought Jeffrey Toobin back on down the line. They're like, so what did you get fired for? And he's like, well, you know what I got fired for. I was masturbating in a Zoom meeting. I thought I was alone. They had him, like, recount it as if it was a war story and apologize live on air. That one was great. You gotta watch the Neil deGrasse Tyson response to Terrence Howard.
So this is Terrence Howard attempting to reinvent mathematics and physics. A little backstory.
Successfully, too, by the way.
I took initial interest in Terrence.
Let's see what the comments are saying now. Because when this initially came out, all the comments were like, man, Terrence Howard is a fucking genius. Man, Terrence Howard really gets it. I didn't realize he was so intelligent. Meanwhile, he's actually just talking about gobbledygook. 1 × 1 = 2. I've reinvented sacred geometry with a hydrogen proton. Selling drones to Uganda based on the hydrogen proton geometry, which the drones don't exist. Okay. Now the comments have flipped. They turned on him. I still remember the day, well actually the 3 or 4 days after this episode came out, people were like, man, Terrence Howard is so fucking smart. Look at what he said and look at what he did. And all the comments were on his side and shit about like, damn, so deep. I knew we couldn't trust math. But Charlie, he invented virtual reality. Check out his patent. Oh, I know. Not only did he invent virtual reality, he invented the very fucking dimension in which we inhabit while he was still in his mother's womb. Did you know he has memories from the womb? I know. He's just built so different. Would you debate Terrence Howard on his math? Sure. I feel like anyone would be more than willing to. But I also feel like if someone's going to debate Terrence Howard, it shouldn't be me. Because that would immediately bring Terrence Howard, that was supposed to be the guy reinventing math, down to the level of just a fucking goober streamer content creator. That's who I'll debate, that guy. I'll display my math prowess against that guy. No, not actual mathematicians, please, God, no. But I'd be more than willing to. It is completely indefensible with 1 × 1 = 2. The only way he gets away with that is by spamming buzzwords that actual Neanderthals think mean something. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter what, you can never show that 1 × 1 = 2. But you can always show that 1 × 1 = 1. It's the easiest demonstration ever. And the only way Terrence Howard weasels his way out of it every time is just with nonsense quantum buzzwords. If you debated him, you should just out-buzzword him. Oh, I'd be dropping so many buzzwords on him just to, like, throw him in, like, some kind of fucking stun lock. Mr. Howard, please stop bloviating. It's like you haven't even considered the Bose-Einstein paradox. As, of course, you know this is elementary. And he'd be like, Bose-Einstein? Higgs boson? Action Bronson believes in Terrence Howard. Oh my god. Wait, is it a joke?
What in the actual fuck?
First of all,
I understand it though.
I kind of
understand it. I understand.
I mean, it made sense.
To me, he's making me believe.
He's way too smart. He just be making everything up. Like, there's no way he just make...
This fucking genius. You can't just make up 1 × 1 = 2. That's... That... You can't do it. That's... inconceivable.
He's a lunatic. Like, I've heard people say...
lie. You can't
he's
just
lunatic,
come up on that. You
he's
can't
making
just...
things... I'm like, I don't think that's correct. He knows too much. So,
I like how Joe Rogan immediately believes that Terrence Howard remembers being in his mother's womb and waving at his hand. He named his hand in his mom's womb before he had any concept of words or anything. In pitch darkness, he named his fucking hand and called it his friend in his mom's womb. He knows so much.
Terrence Howard has to sit down with someone who's an academic, someone who's got a PhD,
like Joe Rogan or Action Bronson,
and they can have a discussion, and you can see what he really knows and just what he can say to me. Right? To me, it all makes sense, but I'm a moron.
No, you're
true,
not.
Super true. Super true.
Physicist, someone who actually can understand what these computations mean and what he's trying to say about 1 + 1.
Oh, you're asking hard questions, OMG.
By 1
That's multiplication
like,
now.
No
It's scary.
mathematics.
Yeah.
Everything is bullshit. I believe that.
Brother, what you're talking into is the result of mathematics. Action Bronson. It's all bullshit. Math's not real.
I wasn't good in algebra.
No shit.
I see it more in a linear way, not a linear way, a different way than him, like more similarly to him.
Right. Well, I would imagine
Wrong.
that
Then
there's probably more to all these things.
Those fucking
Even our
toys he made, the
mathematics.
figures.
Even our mathematics, like, as brilliant as the people are.
I've never actually listened to Action Bronson speak or anything. Is this guy just actually a fucking imbecile? Or is this a joke? Is he playing a character? I'm getting half chat saying he's trolling and the other half are saying no, he's actually just really fucking dumb. I just don't know enough about Action Bronson as a person.
Yeah, he's a great actor, but it's just because he's so smart. And then he's talking about how the periodic table's all fucked up, and this is what's you're like, wait a minute. What are you doing? How can you do this?
I understand.
How can you do this? Joe Rogan, I'll do it right now. Periodic table's wrong. I did it. That's how he does it. That's a secret. That's how. This is unbelievable. I don't know enough about Action Bronson to know whether or not he's being genuine here or if he's just playing like the buffoon. But Joe Rogan is so hook, line, and sinker on like the actual fucking stupid pill here. It's crazy. Or Terrence could be the greatest con man. To a certain extent, he's trying his best to scam Uganda with his hydrogen proton new geometry drones that'll protect Uganda and improve their agriculture, which don't exist and never will exist. The fucking hydrogen proton geometry drones. So he's scamming in that regard. But other than that, he's just being a fucking moron on the biggest stage ever. And that's about it.
I feel what he's saying.
He's a membership person.
Like, stop trying to uncover shit. Just all these little micro fucking bullshits.
What do you mean?
Like I said, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm trying to regurgitate what I heard. Like, as far as all the elements in between.
Yeah.
Like, why are they there? When they're just.
You and I will never explain this in a way that's not hugely frustrating to anybody who really knows it.
It's not even frustrating. It's just kind of sad. It's just like actually kind of sad. Like, it's hard to even be frustrated. It's just sad. Like, it's just legitimately sad. Listening to this guy fucking fumble through like he had peanut butter in his mouth about the elements in between and the micros and then openly admit like he's just trying to regurgitate something that he heard. It's just sad. It's not even frustrating. I don't know, man. I guess one thing I don't understand. So both of them are very open about being stupid. So Action Bronson's like, I'm an idiot. So I'm just trying to repeat what I heard once. Why wouldn't you just repeat the thing that you've heard that actually has results? So the math that you've heard, 1 × 1 = 1. Why wouldn't that be what you repeat? When you are literally the product of that math. You would have died way before you hit this age if math was never to this level. You would have died of some kind of infection. You would have died trying to like finger your butt in the wrong part of the jungle and got eaten alive. You wouldn't have made it without math. So why wouldn't you be regurgitating that math that is keeping you alive and allowing you to have a career? I don't get it. I don't know why they would gravitate towards actually this math that has nothing to show for it, not a single invention, not a single basis in reality, not a single physical thing to show for it. That's the one I'm going to repeat. I just don't get it. I don't know how you gravitate to that. The least obvious psyop. Do you think? I don't know. I don't know if it's a psyop or not. It's like I know that word gets tossed around like so many other buzzwords, but there is a chance. Like I do think in this case there is a chance to keep people stupid because it is legitimately just easier to control stupid people, 100%. So if you just have people like Action Bronson, Joe Rogan, Terrence Howard being like 1 × 1 = 2, don't trust math, and here's the hydrogen proton geometry, also 0's not real. Like, if you have people start believing in that, they become so much easier to control. So it could be a psyop, but I also think it's just equally likely that these dumb fucking people just really love the idea of feeling special and smart, so they just latch onto it.
I don't even remember what I'm trying to say, but you know.
Yeah. The way he was explaining how everything's connected.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the entire, the whole scale of it. And the way he was showing it like a geometric pattern. And when you look at it like the way he was describing it, you're like, oh, wow, that kind of makes more sense. It does make sense. That's it. I mean, it just looks beautiful. Oh, Jim, dope art. I need to know if this...
Okay, here. Then I know what we need to do. I figured it out. I see. How about we start making math and science super fucking hype? So instead of this lame-ass picture here, put it on a pair of titties. I guarantee Joe Rogan and Action Bronson's fucking eyes would pop out of their skull like a Tom and Jerry cartoon going awooga if they saw real math and science, but it was on, like, boobies. Maybe that's all we need. The math gave me a boner, so it must be true. I think we're onto something. I actually think we're onto something. I think that could be the key. That's what we've been missing this whole time.
It's like a very specific thing they did to them.
Yeah, but...
And it revealed the yin-yang?
That's what it looks like.
It's quantum intent.
Action Bronson, what does the yin-yang mean to you? What do you think that it revealed the yin-yang? What do you think those words mean?